Hi, I'm Iman Monroe, and I want to talk about autism and employment, partly because, mainly because autistic people have a really tough time when it comes to getting a job and keeping a job, because only 16% of autistic adults, are in full time employment. And around 28% are in any kind of employment, including voluntary employment as well. And so my focus is going to be on autism and employment, and to share what I have done in trying to overcome some of the barriers. Um, so, from historically, well, from my perspective, like my own experience, I have worked in the private sector as a consultant, financial consultant, in the public sector as a physics teacher, and the voluntary sector doing a myriad of voluntary activities, um, and the social enterprise sector, or as they call it, the third sector, which includes stuff like this, supporting the needs of our communities. And that could be my own community, it could be the Iraqi community where I'm from, or it could be communities like, although there isn't such a thing as an autism community, I don't think, but people who have needs. And I specifically have grown to really love supporting those. I feel like I can thrive better because I have been trying to find my way in the world as an employee, and I feel like we need to support more autistic people, and also those who employ autistic people or neurodivergent people, and to show them that you aren't using up resources, you're not tapping into a wealth of creative talent among so many autistic people. Just to give you an example, when I worked as a special needs teacher, I had one student who is an art student. She's still an art student as far as I'm aware. And she was doing A levels with me. I don't teach A level art. I meant my colleagues were teaching A level art, but I took her to an event for International Women's Day. And this was back before COVID hit, and it was just before COVID hit. So she bought, we had a stall for International Women's Day. It's a whole festival with a lot of people. And so we asked for reasonable adjustments to be made for our students, and she was one of the students. And the council accommodated. It was really lovely of them. And we had our own table, and she sat down. She picked up a book first and chose to do portraits of famous female leaders. And she just started to get into her element, getting into her joy. Some people call it autistic joy. And she just started going into the flow and really enjoying that process. And I remember watching her in the morning as she got into her her talent, essentially. And then in the afternoon, she started to sell those portraits that she had made. So she was continuing to draw and paint throughout the day. But then when she started to sell, she was getting more and more excited. And then I noticed one of the people who, we were based in the library, so one of the people who walked past came back. He retraced his steps, and he gave her £10 for one of her portraits. And she was so delighted. She started to stim excitedly and say, I'm rich, I'm rich. And it just got me thinking how wonderful it was that this was a young, talented woman, young adult. She was 18. And she had that opportunity to sell her work and to show off her talent and to be appreciated for it.